This show is much more than just waxing. It's a movement to empower women to heal and thrive, all while shedding guilt and shame along the way. Have you ever wondered what conversations unfold behind the closed doors of a wax room? Well, wonder no more. We are here to bring those intimate, exciting, and unconventional discussions to the big screen. Each wax strip tells a story, and every story deserves to be heard. So welcome to Wax Room on Air, where we're peeling back more than just wax strips. My name is Choc. I'm your host.
Welcome back to not just another episode, but another season of Wax Room on Air. God saw fit to give us another season, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. As y'all can probably tell, we're in a different studio. We're actually in a completely different state. This is going to be our home studio. We are currently in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to talk more about that later in the season, but I did just want to address that I'm on the orange couch today, not the gray couch. So today's episode is about the elephant in the room. You probably saw the post, commented, shared it, screenshotted it, sent it in the group chat with your little friends or whatever. It was a very messy post. It was a very messy situation. I did not expect for that post to blow up the way that it did, but I did say, you know what? I'm going to address it on my platform. So here we are addressing it today. Ever since that post went viral, a lot of people have been asking me the same question, and I'm going to answer that question for you guys today. So my name is Choc. I'll be your waxer today. This show is for naked conversations. So I ask that you take off all masks, all armor, and leave any facades that you might have at the door. With that being said, I do have one question to ask myself. Choc, are you naked? Well, yes, I am. It's time to get into today's wax. As y'all know, we start a wax off with a pre-cleanse, and we just get into what we've been doing, what's going on. So, like I told y'all, I have relocated to Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm very excited about that. But there has been a lot of drama. There has been a lot of attacks that has come with that decision. But I know why. This is season 2. Y'all can expect to see weekly episodes. Y'all can expect to see more guests. Y'all can expect to see us really just show up in a way that we didn't do in season 1, simply because that was just me learning. I had no idea what I was doing in season 1, but I don't want to make too many promises, because what Kendrick say? Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. So anyways, let's get into the temp check. We got to check the temperature of the wax. That translates to our mental health check-in here on the show. So, Choc, what is the temperature? Are you hot? Are you cold? Are you yes? Are you no? Y'all, this part, most of the show is unscripted, but I do have an outline that I follow. This part is going to be totally fucking unscripted, bro. I made this appointment today to record at the studio, knowing that I wanted to relaunch the podcast. I low-key been teasing y'all on social media, like one of the statuses y'all probably seen is, I got a surprise for you whores. And I really did have a surprise for y'all. And I was so excited to launch. I went to bed last night excited, ecstatic as fuck to finally just bring back the podcast, to see myself on camera, to reach the audience and help people heal. Because at the end of the day, this was a vision that God gave to me in order to be able to reach those who might feel like they're lonely, to reach those who feel silenced. And I haven't been able to record all year just because of so many attacks. And we're going to get through all of that in this season, right? But nevertheless, I was excited to come in here and record. I went to bed excited. And then I woke up to the most devastating call that a mother could have. While my children are healthy and they're fine, my spirit is shot, right? And I just didn't even feel like recording today. I didn't wake up until about 4 p.m. and I drug myself to the studio. I drug myself in the shower. I drug myself to do my hair and my makeup just so I could show up for you guys today. But that phone call more or less told me that I lost custody of my oldest son. I knew this was probably going to be an emotional episode, so y'all got to bear with me for a moment, right? So I get the call at 7 o'clock in the morning. Y'all, my ringtone is Went Legit by G Herbo, because, yeah, every day is some new shit. Every day is some new shit. And this phone call is an example of that, okay? So I roll over, I answer the phone, and on the other side of the phone, my godmother was like, hey, did you know you had court yesterday? I was like, court where? And she was like, apparently you had court and you didn't show up, so they granted him full custody of your oldest son. I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all, a couple weeks ago, I was served some papers. It was a big ass stack of like 100 pages, dog. I'm kidding y'all not. And it was really just his lawyer saying like, okay, we responded to what you filed. He's being represented. It was our old court order from 2017, the one from 2020 when the child support was increased. Nothing about a court date at all, dog. Like, I show up to court dates for traffic tickets. Why would I miss a court date about my child? And so that shit really had me down in the dumps, because it's been me for 11 years. No matter how you showed up or how you didn't show up, it's been me. And so that was a battle that I had to fight. And my hairstylist, Jasmine, she had posted something a couple of weeks ago because she was going through something with her child. She said, when Satan can't get to me, he started doing things through my children, right? And that's not to quote her word for word, but she was saying something to that effect. Like, when he can't get you, and when you keep getting up from all his attacks, he gonna start with your children. And I had to keep that in the back of my mind. Like, Satan is just trying me. And because he could not get me down, he gonna start to move on to my kids, right? And as I'm thinking and weighing, like, whether I'm gonna do this episode, whether I'm gonna show up to the studio and do the episode or not, I had to remember, like, he would have never won or got full custody if I had shown up. Texas is a mothering state. If you listening to this episode and you're going through a custody battle, Texas is a mothering state. You literally got the advantage, right? I'm not on drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. I have a brand. I have a business. Like, there is no reason that you can take my child from me. There is no reason to grant him full custody. The only way that you would get full custody is if I don't show up. And so I had to rest in that fact and realize, listen, Choc, it's only because you didn't fight back because you couldn't fight back. And that's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to lay down. He don't want you to show up for yourself. He don't want you to show up for your audience, because guess what? Then he wins by default. And that's all that is. The only reason why you got granted what you wanted is because I wasn't there. It was a default judgment. So if you don't take anything else if you don't listen to anything else from this episode, take that. When you don't stand up for yourself, when you don't show up for yourself, Satan is going to get a default judgment on you. So no matter how hard life gets, no matter what Satan throws at you, what the enemy has plotted against you, just make sure that you show up for yourself. Make sure that you show up for your audience, and that you answer God's calling for your life and your assignment, which is the reason why I'm sitting on this couch before you guys today. So to tell you the truth, my temp check is really cold. I've cried a lot today. And I literally was at times on the floor pulling at the carpet, just to feel some realness, like just to know, like, okay, Choc, you still here, you fine, you okay. Because to lose full custody of a child that I carried and I birthed and I did nothing wrong but always protect and provide for is insane. And I'm telling y'all that because, not to be dramatic, like that's the facts. I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. The facts and truth are two different things. The facts are possibly, because we ain't even seen a court order or nothing from the constable. The facts are possibly the judge could have granted him full custody today. But the truth is, I did not abandon my child. I did not lose custody of my child. I just didn't show up for a court date that I had no knowledge of. And so I'm not going to allow that to discredit my motherhood. I'm not going to allow that to take away all the ways that I have showed up for this baby for the last 11 years. But I am human. And so it did have me down. And y'all just got to excuse me through this episode, because I was fired up last night. I was ready last night. And that shit knocked the wind out of me. With that being said, let's move on to the bikini strip. As y'all know, that's the introduction before we get into the real wax. For those of you who might not have seen it, there was a Facebook status that went viral, right? So my son's stepmother set his backpack outside on the driveway in the rain. And I remember just seeing my child's face as he got out. He looked like a sad puppy dog. And I think y'all can see him in the picture as well. And all his dignity had just went away. It was sucked out of him as he picked up that book bag off the ground, dog. Off the motherfucking concrete in the rain. And I was pissed. I was like, this the shit that I deal with. And I be telling y'all on the show all the time, like, y'all would not believe the shit that I deal with unless I film it. So I had snapped the picture and I went to Facebook to vent, and I was like, imagine, I don't even remember what I said, but like, imagine disliking a child so much, or disliking the child's mother so much that you do shit like this. And the post ended up going viral. It went crazy. A lot of people commenting or whatever. It was completely dramatic as fuck. And that's where we are today. And we're going to discuss it. Now, let me tell y'all something real quick. Let me pop my shit before any tears get to rolling, because y'all know I'm a crybaby. Season 2 is what they expected season 1 to be. See, y'all thought I was going to pop my shit in season 1. I was going to tell it all in season 1. No. Season 1 was about me healing. Season 1 was about me getting comfortable. Season 2, yeah, I'm popping my shit. It's everything that y'all thought it was going to be in season 1. It's everything that y'all hoped that I wouldn't do. Motherfuckers want their name cleared. They don't want you to tell your story. They want you to be silent about the things that they do to you. And that's exactly how victims just constantly decline and decline and decline, to the point where some of them reach suicidal ideation, or even worse, they take themselves out of here. So if you're my listener, if you're a part of my audience, if you my client, I don't want that to be an option for you. I either want to tell my story so loud that you feel comfortable telling yours, or I want you to be able to resonate with mine. So with that being said, I'm not going to silence myself. I'm going to speak on all the shit that happened to me so that there don't have to be any victims after me. And if there are any victims or people who go through these same circumstances, they can dig their way out and they can claw their way out, because I left them a blueprint behind. I paved an unpaved road, because most people not going to get in front of lights and cameras and tell you about the most embarrassing, shameful, hurtful shit that they ever been through in life. With that being said, season 2 is exactly what they expected season 1 to be. And all I got to say before y'all try to start screaming all that defamation shit, it's not defamation if it's the truth. I got all my lawyers on deck. In fact, I can play a voicemail for y'all right now. I missed the call from my lawyer today. But if you don't want people to come out and tell the truth about your ass, start to be a better person. Build your character. Treat people better. And they won't have shit bad to say about you. I don't give a fuck who's offended by this episode. Let's get into this wax. The bikini strip for today is, would you go back to your baby daddy? Y'all been asking this question for the longest, dog. We're going to get a little kiki out the way. I personally, to my ladies who continuously go to work and push through, you're crying in the break room, or you're running to the car, you're hiding in the bathroom, you hate your boss, your messy coworkers, you no longer have to push through burnout anymore. Sometimes the most productive thing that you can do is rest. The exit strategy helps you get approved for short-term disability so you can finally take the time you need to rest, to heal, and to pause, and go back to work stronger, or not go back at all. It's your call. Make sure you visit waxfromonair.com/the-exit-strategy to start your short-term disability leave today, so you can finally clock out on burnout. I personally would never go back to him, ever. Only a fucking dog returns to its vomit. Nothing that I have expelled out of my body, out of my life, that I have moved on from, could I ever return to for real. Now, I might play with you a little bit, and I might string you along, and I might flirt, and there might have been times where, you know what I'm saying, what's the name, one acting right, so I went and did whoop the whoop with who I had a whoop-de-whoop with. But in other words, like, fuck no, not on no serious stuff. Like, we could never, ever be together seriously. I got asked that question yesterday. Like, do you think that y'all can work things out? Because he had told our son some news. And I was like, hell no. It ain't nothing that we can work out. And one of my closest friends, his name is Deontay. I used to think he was so fucking mean. And with a lot of ways that he approached different things in his life. And the older I get, the more I realize, no, he want peace. He got boundaries and he not going for nothing. And I've started to try to implement some of those same practices in my life. But he told me a long time ago, years ago, he told me, he was like, all the shit that he's done to you, one of them being he took my nude, naked videos, posted them on social media, bro, that was sent to him while we were engaged. Like, it's not like I'm out here hoeing. This is the man who took my virginity. This is the man who first proposed to me. This is the man who I had my first child with. This is the man who I was in a relationship with since I was 15 years old, bro. And he took those private videos and pictures, and one of them was a video of me squirting, and that shit was posted all over the fucking internet. Bitches literally still got them videos to this day. See, y'all be trying to be messy, don't think that I be knowing, but I wax a lot of people in Mesquite. So they come in, and in the wax room, they talk shit. And I've seen so many screenshots about one person in particular. She's still sending people these fucking videos. Like, bitch, why do you have a video of my pussy squirting from when I had to be like 18, 19 years old. I'm 30. You're weird, ho. That's an obsession. But anyways, Deontay was like, after all the shit he's done to you, he is an enemy. He could never be a friend again. He could never cross that line to being a friend again. He is an enemy, and that is where he has to stay. So really, that answered the question. No, we could never, ever be anything again. A snake might shed its skin, but it definitely don't change the motherfucking way that it slither. Y'all remember that shit. Now let's get into the wax. The wax is in session. Okay, Choc, butterfly for me. What was the moment that you knew the family you had planned wasn't going to happen? To answer that question, there were many moments where I knew that this shit probably wasn't going to work out. But the first one that comes to mind was the one that made me finally just cut all ties with him, leave him the hell alone. And please bear with me if I get emotional, y'all, because I'm in such a season of like transitioning that it's crazy to look back and just compare and contrast life in my 20s to life in my 30s and just know that God has carried me this far. But anyways, I was actually signing the lease for my apartment, my first apartment, and we were doing a walkthrough, and he was blowing my phone up. And so I asked the lady, I was like, excuse me. And I answered the phone. I was like, hello? He was like, hey, where are you? Are you busy? I was like, yeah, kinda. I'm in Dallas right now. And I don't tell a nigga my business. The right hand can never know what the left hand doing, baby. Just know I'm 10 steps ahead. I'm about to lap your ass. So, of course, I wasn't going to tell him I was signing for my own apartment when he's still staying at home with his mama. But that's another story for a different day. I was like, yeah, I'm busy. So he was like, can you get to Mesquite? Because I need to talk to you. I was like, yeah, is Kaden okay? Because he had our baby. He was like, well, it's about Kaden. I just need you to hurry up and get to Mesquite. I was like, is my baby okay? Like, what's going on? Where is he at? He was like, just meet me at your nanny house. So now I'm fucking scared. I think something that happened to my child. Baby, I hit 30 and I did probably 100 all the way from Dallas to Mesquite. And so I get to my granny house, he not there. So I'm calling him. I'm like, hey, where are you at? I'm here. Mind you, he live in Mesquite, so you should have beat me there. And he was like, I'm on my way. Okay. So I'm just sitting on the porch, and then I finally see his car pull up, and I rush to the car. I go to the back seat. My baby not in the car seat. I'm like, where the fuck is my baby? What's going on? He was like, calm down. He okay. I just need to talk to you. So I'm thinking in my head, like, fuck, they finna break me some bad news, and they just didn't want to tell me over the phone. So I get in the car. He drive around the neighborhood, and he go park on this particular street. And he was like, the baby is fine. I just wanted to talk to you. I was like, okay, talk to me about what? He was like, I got something I want to read to you. So he goes and he reads this poem or whatever. And I assume that they're vows. And so I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It was cute. He talked about a woman who like, he definitely talked about a deep dark skin tone. So we already knowing that's me. And then he talked about like how she don't listen and how she talk back and pop out the mouth. Y'all know y'all podcast hosts. So I'm like, okay, yeah, he definitely talking about me. And to tell y'all the truth, I don't remember your messy asses. I don't remember if we had sex or not. I don't know. But the point was cute. I figured that they may have been vows or whatever. And like he dropped me back off at my house and that was the end of it. A couple days later, I had talked to his mama and I was like, well, he had read me this poem. And she was like, I know because he read me the same thing. And she was like, listen, this is how you play this. She would always give me pointers on how to just be a woman and be graceful and just handle my relationship with him as well as being a mother to my child or whatever. So she was like, yeah, I do believe that there are vows and you need to do X, Y, and Z to get your family back and whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Bam. He read the vows. He already wrote them. I'm about to get my family back. Thank you, God. I kid y'all the fuck not. Like, I don't even think it was 2 weeks later. I get all kind of notifications about him proposing to his girlfriend. So, mind you, the notifications was coming from a fucking Finsta. I'm literally on vacation in Atlanta, my first vacation ever out the state of Texas. And like I'm just high on life. This was my first time being on a plane. Shout out to Delta. Like I was lit. And then next thing you know, I'm getting all ding, ding, ding. What the fuck is this? And it's just videos of him proposing. And I was like, I know you fucking lying. This motherfucker just read me vows. If I had a Bible, I would put my right hand on second tier Bible. I was like, he just read me vows like a few weeks ago, y'all. I kid you the fuck not. It wasn't even 4 weeks prior. Niggas are weird. You're fucking weird. Cause what was the point? What was the point in having me rush from where I was at, what I was doing, to come fucking talk to you? Made me think it was about our child, to read this damn poem or vows or whatever the fuck they was, just for you to go to propose to another woman. That was fucking pointless. And I really never understood his point, but I didn't care. That was the time. Like that was when I finally knew, like, I can't do this shit no more. Like he weird. And I knew that my fantasy had been killed, like dead that shit. You gonna have to move on with your life and you gonna have to let this be what the fuck it is, dog. Like for real. So I just want to leave y'all before we move on to the next segment with this. Know that acceptance is the most purest way that you can love yourself. Acceptance is the most purest form of self-love. When you accept who you are, when you accept what people have done to you, and you decide to move on with your life, that is the easiest way that you can show yourself love, respect, and dignity. And walking away does not make you weak. I had to walk away in that moment. I had to finally wash my hands with him. Walking away does not make you weak. What makes you weak is if you stay in that situation, hoping the motherfucker gonna change when they already showed you their true colors. Being said, it's time to pull the lip strip. Today's lip strip is, what's one memory that hurts to think about? I told y'all today, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of took me off my game a little bit. But prior to today, it was one memory that just had been replaying in my head constantly. And it's crazy because low-key, I'm actually in the same setting. His mom ran a daycare. And so while I was pregnant, I would watch the daycare kids in the evening while she ran her errands. So I would literally be sitting on the couch while the rest of the daycare kids was watching the TV in front of me, and the back door was to the left of me. He would come in through the back door, and he worked for a bank, right? So he would have on like a powder blue shirt and a vest with the bank logo or whatever, and he had like a cowboy lanyard for his keychain. And so that memory just keep like replaying in my head. I would hear the key jiggle, and I would know he's coming through the door. He would walk through the back door, and he would kiss me. He would kiss my tummy, and like, Kaden, and be like, hey, daddy, baby, or whatever. And then he would go to the room, and he would change into his regular clothes and come back and just sit on the couch with me. Just that simple memory. And so the part of that memory that I keep just reflecting on is that in the moment when that was happening, y'all, I kid y'all fucking not. I remember the rug. I can literally see the TV. I know what kids was there. I know where the trash can was at. Everything. In the moments, I thought that was forever. In the moments, you could have never told me that we wasn't going to make it, that we wasn't going to have our first baby and get married and all of these beautiful things, right? And it just shows me how fleeting life is, how much things can change in a blink of an eye. And to tell you the truth, when I think about the way that he handed what we built to somebody who literally wanted my fucking life, the shit is not only humiliating, but it's hurtful. And at this current point in time, that's the most hurtful thing to think about. Like, you could really just be sitting on the couch, enjoying your life with your man, with your family that you're building, truly a life that you prayed to God for, and somebody wanted so bad they plotting against it, and shit, they can get it. So let's pull the next slip strip. What's one part of the story that you never told, that you always protected because it hurt too bad to even tell? Y'all know them lip strips hurt like a motherfucker, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get this one over with. The part of this story that I don't think that I ever really told was how it all happened. So a lot of we have a lot of mutual friends because I started off in Mesquite ISD, and that's where he actually ended up graduating from. So a lot of people that know me know him. They could conclude whatever the fuck they want to conclude. But, for the longest, I just let people think whatever they want to think about me. I wasn't that popular anyways. I was known, but I wasn't popular. I was always the girl who got teased in school for being dark skinned, for being skinny, ugly. Like, oh my God, this shit. We're not gonna cry, bro. We're not gonna cry. Not right now. So while I wasn't popular in school, I was very known because I was bullied for my skin color and for being skinny. And like I said, they would always call me ugly and things of that nature. So people knew me, and then they knew him. Well, in any event, as these events unfolded, I just let people think whatever the fuck they wanted to think because I was used to it anyways. Y'all was always talking about me unwarranted. Y'all was always talking about my skin color. Y'all was always talking about my weight and shit I never had no control over. So who gives a fuck that y'all talking about me and this man? Like, I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I got pregnant at 18, so I was one of the first people in like our graduating class, besides the other girls who had babies at like 15 and 16. I was one of the first people who got pregnant. So a lot of people who were judging me while I was in the heat of that situation, they hadn't became mothers yet. They had no fucking idea what I was going through. So while they were like curating their opinions about me, I always knew in the back of my mind, the day that you become a mother, and the day that you experience the shit that I'm experiencing, I guarantee you, your opinion is going to change because I ain't never seen a motherfucking table that didn't turn. And when I tell y'all, I watched the same bitches that judged me, the same bitches that called me a bitter baby mama, the same bitches that was laughing in his face, the same bitches that was upholding him, the same bitches that was kicking it with him, end up becoming mothers. And then they baby daddy did their ass dirty the same fucking way. And now who the bitter baby mama? And now who hurt? And now who just came on with their fucking life? The part of the story that I never told is this shit happened to me so young, and the way that it happened. We got into it over some ground beef, dog. And really, to keep it simple, I wanted to cook tacos. If you know me, you know that's my go-to. There was no ground beef that was thawed out. It was only frozen. So I was like, I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to buy some fresh meat. What's the problem? It was the wintertime. The baby was born in September. So this might have been like October. It was really cold. And so he had just got a new car. His mama, for whatever reason, didn't want me driving his new car. I didn't have a problem. I was like, fuck it. I'll take the Grand Am. The Grand Am was a run-me-down. It had no air. It didn't have no heat. It didn't have nothing. And I had just had the baby, y'all. I think I wasn't even probably 6 weeks postpartum. And so she was like, well, you don't need to be taking that car. He had just got off of work. He didn't want to take me to the store. And it's like, fuck, I just want some tacos. This was back in the day. So y'all know Shipt and Instacart and Walmart delivery, none of that shit existed back then. So that's where we first got into it at. And I said something smart. I got a fly ass mouth. So I said something like, I don't care about y'all acting funny, not wanting me to drive y'all cars to take me to the store, because I know a nigga that will. If it's one thing about Choc, bitch, I always know a nigga that's gonna do it. So I don't give a fuck about a nigga telling me what he ain't gonna do or what he can't do. Now, let me tell y'all for real. I learned from that. And you always cannot use your tongue because the tongue is powerful. As a young girl, I said that shit. If I had to go back, I wanted y'all to hear this anyways. $1 million whip, bitch. Scratched it off the list. I really wanted y'all. That was so perfect. I really wanted y'all to hear my ringtone because let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I didn't know that call was going to come through. My phone is literally on Do Not Disturb 24/7. I wanted y'all to know that's been my fucking ringtone because every day is some new shit. I think I did tell y'all that every day is some new shit, and I'm beefing with my bitch right now. That's my bitch, but life's still lit. But anyways, where the fuck was I at? The ground beef. What was I telling y'all? I done forgot. Damn. Oh, the tongue is powerful. Okay, bam. So the tongue is powerful. So honestly, if I had to relive that moment again, I would have never said that. But the truth is the truth. The fact is the fact. Like I said that. I was like, I know somebody that will take me to the store. And he got pissed the fuck off because he knew exactly who I was talking about. That same person graduated from Horn. If y'all want to be messy, y'all can go figure it out. But I'm not gonna tell y'all. But anyways, so that pissed him off and we got into it and we was arguing back and forth, whatever the case may be. I don't think I ever went to the store. No, I did. I started walking to the store. My pregnant ass started walking. I mean, my postpartum ass started walking to the store. And my sister had called me and she was like, Precious, go back to the house. We was on the phone. She was like, I just had a bad feeling. That's why I called you. And just go back to the house. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. And so I was like, okay, fine. I turned around and I started walking back to the house. And me and her talking, but the phone went dead before I got to the house. Mind y'all, it's nighttime. So when I got back, I asked him, I was like, let me see your phone. Because my phone went dead, I was talking to Kel. So when I get his phone, a text message come through. It's from the girl who is his wife now. Mind you, we are engaged. His ring is literally on my motherfucking finger. And so as soon as that message come through, baby, that was perfect fucking timing. I opened up that thread. And she said something of like, what about your fiance? And he was like, don't worry about her. We not talking about her. And then the girl was like, well, she always been a bitch. I never liked her. Whole time I'm reading this shit like, bitch, you don't even know me. When I tell y'all, I kid you the fuck not, this is a parasocial relationship. This girl don't even fucking know me. We never went to the same school together. It was never like, first of all, she years behind me in age. Like, I think if I was in the 8th grade, she couldn't have even been in 6th grade because she didn't fucking go to Terry with me. So I don't even know this fucking girl. The only way that I know her is through him. Anytime that we would break up, she would just pop up on his social media. They was at like AMC on some pictures and shit one time. Anytime that Big Boss Hank stepped back in the motherfucking picture, I cut all that shit off because we're not doing none of that. So I think that's really where she grew this dislike for me because anytime that me and him got back together, he was not allowed to talk to other bitches. And then there were times where like we would go to football games or like we'll see her like in just random public places like the mall or whatever the case may be. And she'll run up to him and she'll hug him, but completely disregard the fact that he with me. Like she was completely disrespectful to our relationship. And we had a conversation about that several fucking times. So to read these messages where she called me a bitch and he don't even defend me, I just had your baby. I'm your fiance. Nigga, what the fuck is going on? That shit was like the most worst betrayal kind of that I felt in my life. Y'all know I truly had the worst betrayal a few years ago. But at that point in time, that was the worst betrayal that I had ever felt. So me and him get into it. He tried to take my ring off my finger. And truth be told, I think that's the part that people don't fucking realize. Like, this is my first love. This is the man that took my virginity. We got a brand new baby. I'm not even 6 weeks postpartum. He talking to another woman. He snatching my ring off of my finger because we got into it. And then after I finally just like took whatever dignity that I did have and I left, this girl posted my newborn baby to motherfucking social media. Like she taunting me. And he letting that shit fly. Me and his stepdad never really got along ever. We always got into it. But there was one time where she like posted a picture of my baby. This is the same year. This is like November of 2014. She got a picture holding my newborn fucking baby. He's still breastfeeding, bro. He still got my breast milk on his motherfucking breath. Okay? And she holding him in front of a Christmas tree, like looking at him like real close and shit. And so I was fucking livid when I seen that. When it got screenshotted to me, I went the fuck off. And so his mama was like, you know, don't worry about it. We're going to take care of it, whatever the case may be. His stepdaddy got on her ass and was like, you don't post another woman's baby on social media. Like, the shit that you doing, that's petty. That's childish. And again, I just keep returning to the fact that a lot of people tried to make fun of me. They tried to call me bitter. They tried to call me the crazy baby mama and all of this shit, not realizing, bro, I'm 19 years old. I'm postpartum. I got a fresh new ass baby. There's this new woman who got my child, posting pictures of my child. And the nigga letting all of this happen, bro. And I really just gotta like keep my cool and be quiet. That shit is humiliating. And it's confusing. It's so many things that you go through as a woman after postpartum. You just brought a new life into this world. Your body is new. Your breast is new. Your vagina's still healing. Like, life is new to you. So to have to deal with all of the things that I was dealing with, becoming a new mommy and then having to go through a new breakup, and then not only the breakup, but to immediately be fucking taunted while I still got a newborn, bro, that shit is treacherous. It's weird. In fact, it's sadistic to a point. And I don't know no bitch in this world who could ever be like, oh, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. Yeah, I just popped this baby out. And yeah, me and my fiance, we having problems, but I don't give a fuck that this new girl plastering my baby all over the internet. And on top of that, she went to Horn. So at the time she was at Horn, I had two little cousins who was at Horn. They twin sisters. And so she would go over to the table where the twins were, and she would literally be showing people pictures of my baby, of my new fucking baby, y'all. He was born in September of 2014. This was October, November, December of 2014, bro. Newborn baby, less than 3 months. And she was like, yeah, I'm his stepmom or whatever, and doing shit so that it would get back to me. And a lot of the times I just sat in that shit. Like, I just was quiet. My family was just like, it's okay. They was helping me through my healing process. Then it got to the point where one of the twins, she was dealing with some other stuff. I'm not going to tell her business because that's not my place. But her mama got involved. And her mama was like, listen, Precious, I don't know what's going on, but this little girl, she not finna keep bullying my motherfucking child. Whatever you and him got going on, that ain't none of my kids' business. They a kid. I was like, listen, Auntie, it's nothing that I can do about that. My auntie being her, she ended up finding the address to the girl's mom's house. She went to talk to the girl parents and told them, like, she bullying my child about Precious and Precious baby daddy, and it has absolutely nothing to do with my innocent freshman children. She need to really stop. And that's the type of shit that she was doing. I'm going to end with this thing. I'm going to end with one more thing that people didn't know. Like, here I am dealing with all of these things, and this girl just kept fucking popping up in my life, bro. She just kept fucking popping up even when I tried to move on. So there was one particular devastating time in my life. I was 20 years old, and my best friend, she had passed away. Now, for context, he's from a small city called Marshall, Texas, and that's where his sister lived, and that's where my best friend is from. So his sister and his new girlfriend, they was like the best of friends. Now his sister, because she lives in Marshall, she got the news very early that my best friend had passed away. So she hit me on Snapchat and was like, hey, Kia died. I was like, what? Mind y'all, it was like, it was Christmas time, I think, because we had just seen each other for Thanksgiving. So it was Christmas time. I was actually getting ready to go to Marshall. I had text Kia. And I was like, okay, I'm on my way out there, but I'm really sleepy. I'm going to take a nap. When I get up from my nap, I'm going to get on the road. She was like, okay, cool. We're not doing nothing anyways. We just sitting around Aunt Louise's house. I mean, like, we just going to be sitting around Aunt Louise's house. And so when I woke up from the nap to get on the road, I got that Snapchat from his sister saying that my best friend had died. My fucking world was rocked. I got in the shower. I'm screaming. I'm crying. His mama called me about something, and she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, Kia died. And she was like, I'm on my way, or whatever. So she gets to my granny house at the same time that I'm getting out the shower. Y'all, I'm literally butt ass naked. I got nothing but a towel around me. And so I'm crying and I'm screaming and his mama is hugging me. Mind y'all know I'm very open, very transparent. And plus she literally seen my baby come into this world. She's seen all that there is to be seen about me. So I really wasn't like self-conscious in this moment, although I was naked. I think the towel just kept slipping. It kept falling off. And she was just really rocking me like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, but you can't get on the road. You can't drive like this. There's nothing that you can do because she's gone. She's gone, precious. And you just going to end up hurting yourself trying to get on the road to get to her when, unfortunately, you can't bring her back. Next thing you know, my phone ring. And so I go to get my phone. It's a number that I don't have saved. And I'm like, hello, I'm thinking this is the information to tell me. Like, at this point, I don't even fucking know how my best friend died, bro. So I'm like, hello. And on the other side of the phone, the girl was like, hey, I just wanted to call you and let you know that I'm so sorry for your loss. And I was like, who is this? And she was like, this Angel. Excuse me? Why the fuck are you calling me to give me some fake ass condolences and my best friend ain't even been dead 45 minutes? The blood still pumping through her motherfucking veins is warm. Is that not overcrossing boundaries to like the fullest extent? Thank God his mama was right there. And so she ended up taking the phone and she told her, she was like, do not call this girl phone no more. You completely out of line for calling this girl phone in one of the most sensitive moments that somebody could be dealing with. This not no joke. But see, she felt empowered to do that shit because, again, she was best friends with his sister or friends with his sister or whatever the case may be. And his sister was from the city where my best friend was when she passed away. So she got the news hot and fresh off the press. She probably knew that my best friend was dead before I knew my best friend was dead. And she couldn't wait to get on the fucking phone and call me to offer her condolences. Now, most people would think like, oh, well, she was just being sweet. Fuck no. If you're an adult, and you have a sound mind, you should be able to understand how people throw rocks and then they hide their hands. They want to act like they are just these perfect human beings when really their only motive is to taunt. If you really gave a fuck about me, if you really had any couth about yourself, you wouldn't even be dating a man who newly was broken up with his fiance. You wouldn't be dating a man who had a newborn child. So you don't have no respect for me. You don't have any care, concern to even call my fucking phone and offer no condolences. And y'all, this is when I learned a very important lesson at 20 years old. Some people don't want peace. They do not want peace. Their facade is peaceful. They're going to tell everybody else, you're bitter, you're crazy. I just want to be her friend. I just want to be peaceful. They don't want peace. They want proximity. They want to be just close enough to you to watch you lose your motherfucking mind. They want to be close enough to you to see if what they're doing is making you decline. They want to be close enough. They want front row fucking seats to what's going on in your life. But that is not peaceful. The girl never wanted peace. She never wanted to be amicable. She never wanted to co-parent my son, for lack of better terms. You wanted proximity to me. You wanted closeness. You wanted to know how I was doing, what I was doing with him, when I was doing it with him, how I was doing it with him so you could have it. And the same thing goes with him. I extend that same lesson to him. That nigga never wanted peace. He wanted proximity. That's why just a few weeks ago, a couple months ago rather, my son just steady cutting up in school. And the school calling and we trying to figure out what's going on, what's wrong. I went to the school myself. He went to the school on a separate occasion himself. And so the teacher got on the phone and I got a video of this. I might insert it in this episode. I was with one of my friends having lunch at the time and my friend just was smart enough to turn on the fucking camera and started recording. So I'm having this conversation with my baby daddy and he like, well, what can we do about his behavior? And I'm like, this is the point in time where we just need to be honest. Okay? We need to be honest with each other. There needs to be some forgiveness. There needs to be some therapy so that we can parent this child correctly. Because the reason why he's acting out is every day that I'm dropping him off to school, this girl mugging me. I'm literally telling you, I'm like looking out the door, telling my kids, bye, I love y'all, have a good day. She over here rolling her eyes, rolling her neck. Last year, it was a big ass debacle in front of the school where me and her, she just kept saying stuff to me. We'll talk about that in a different episode. But it was a big like knockdown drag out in front of the freaking school, y'all. She just kept telling my son like, you need to hurry up, whatever, and just coaching him while I'm taking pictures of him for his first day of school. So then there came a point where I had really ignored all the shit she had did that morning because I've learned to just ignore her ass. And the one thing that had drove me was while I'm telling my baby how to pose with his little brother, she gonna tell him, that's your last picture. Mind you, I'm right here taking pictures of him. I'm his biological mother. His dad is behind us. Why are you having any kind of commentary on me taking pictures of him on his first day of school? That just goes to show you that she don't know her fucking place. His mom is right here. His dad is right there. Like, your help is not needed. You already took your pictures in front of the photo ops with your child. Take your motherfucking child in that school building and mind your business. Leave my child to me. I got this. So I finally looked at her and I said, no, that's not going to be his last picture. I'm his mother. Bitch, you didn't do nothing for him. You didn't buy a school pencil. You didn't buy a book bag, this, that, and the third. Mind you, at the time, my baby was 10. Me and his daddy had a conversation. He said that he wanted to see how life would be if he had my child. I never allowed my child to go over there full time because I don't trust the girl. Prime example, she put my baby fucking backpack in the rain. Like, you don't even like my child, so why would I send my child over there? And so his daddy had told me, like, well, I'm not with her no more. It's just going to be me and him. So I was like, okay, fine. We could see. Mind y'all, this nigga moved to the end of the street where my granny lived. Literally, the street I lost my virginity on. Screaming. I think I lost my virginity. I was like 16 years old. So that would have been 20. I don't fucking know. I lost my virginity right on this street. This man gets a house on the end of that same street. How weird is that shit? But I digress. Because it really ended up being convenient. Like, we ain't even got to really do the exchange. All you got to do is like drive past a couple of mailboxes and drop the kid off. But anyways, so we literally live like maybe 8 houses away from each other. So my baby was over dad's house for the most of the time. Because he told me that she wasn't in the house, I allowed my baby to go over there, whatever the case may be. So that's what she was weaponizing, the fact that I had allowed him to be with his dad. Mind you, again, we live 8 houses apart. It ain't like he was across the world. So me and her getting into it. Later on that year, she ended up calling me and was like, hey, I just felt like there was something going on between you and my husband. I can always tell. And so that's what I did, why I did at the front of the school. My best friend is a witness to this. Not only did we record the conversation, but my best friend was on the phone too. So she's talking about how she felt there was some type of connection between me and her husband, and so that's why she acted out in front of my child's school. But your kid didn't get embarrassed. My kid is the one who got embarrassed because my kid is the one who always got to take the shit for all of this. And my whole point of telling y'all this story is we have an innocent child in the middle of a whole bunch of adult drama, right? And so when dad is on the phone asking like, what can we do? I'm telling him like, this girl is mugging me every fucking day outside. She rolling her neck. The other day, bro, she hot-tailed my ass. And again, I got videos. She hot-tailed my ass in our neighborhood. I told y'all he literally moved 8 houses down. So she see me coming in the neighborhood. I guess she think I'm going to his house. I don't know what they got going on. And so she like literally following me. She turned her fucking car around, did an illegal U-turn and followed me throughout the neighborhood, bro. I didn't call him. I didn't say nothing. I didn't even do nothing like, cause I don't care. Like I ain't fucking him. So like, bitch, you look dumb following me. I digress. But this drama is literally causing my child to act up in school. So I told dad, I was like, listen, like we got to be honest. You need to be honest about your dealings with me. And then we have to heal and we have to forgive. So he goes and he tells me, well, I don't need healing. I don't need to forgive and I don't need therapy. Fuck it. What can I do? What can you do with somebody like that? When everything bad is your fault and all things good is their doing. When you have a person like that who thinks in absolutes, it's literally nothing that you can do with that. Nothing. Mind y'all, I'm going to end with this point. we had court-ordered therapy because he had tried to take my son from me when he was 3 months old in like December of 2014. Again, my baby was born in September. He had filed to have custody of my son. And so we went to court and the judge court-ordered therapy. Y'all, that therapy worked wonders for us to the point that when therapy finally ended, we was in there with a whole bunch of older couples. They literally, I promise to God on everything I love, they made an email list for us to invite them to our wedding. That is how much we got along during this court-ordered therapy. So therapy works. So I'm telling him, like, let's revisit that. Let's go to therapy. Let's heal. Let's forgive. He says, I don't have to do none of that. Okay, fine. Because the reason why this girl has this vendetta is because you have not been honest about our relationship with each other. And she keep asking me what we got going on. How about you just be honest? This is 25. So literally just last year in 2024, the man telling me like, oh, I got a divorce or whatever. And I'm telling him like, shit, before we move on, I got to see them divorce papers. I was celibate at the time. I was on my healing shit. So you're not finna penetrate me. We not finna have sex. We not finna do none of that until you furnish these divorce papers. He promised me that they were signed, sealed, and delivered, and he was signed and sealed. He was waiting on the delivery. Okay, cool. Once they get delivered, let me know because I don't want no bad karma no more. I done already had my bad karma. Y'all remember the little situation I was in, my ex, the last relationship y'all seen me in? I truly believe that was my karma for messing with my baby daddy all of them years while he was married. But anyways, I went on a little bit too long on this topic, so hold on, let me wrap this up. I just want y'all to take that from this topic. Some people don't want peace, they want proximity, right? Proximity gives them closeness to you. It gives them access to you. So if you still sleeping with your baby daddy, if you still like entertaining the idea, if you still going on and entertaining and arguing with his other baby mamas and the women that he got in his life, they have proximity to you. If you truly want healing and you truly want peace, you have to allow distance. You have to allow distance. Peacefulness equals distance. Proximity equals chaos. Our next topic is don't let Justin LeBoy get you fucked up. Y'all know this is where we pull a meme from social media. So this meme is from Flowers Rikia on Facebook. It says, these niggas don't bring nothing but problems and annoying ass obsessed bitches. It's crazy. I'm going to read it again just because it hit that hard. These niggas don't bring nothing but problems and annoying ass obsessed bitches. Because why do you know who I am? And I don't even know who you are. I'm not going to make much commentary because I'm over my time per usual. But I remember when we broke up and we had an argument and he was like, he loves to call me my precious. He loves to call me by my legal name. So he was like, my precious. The only reason why she knew that we was broke up is because you put it on Facebook. And she was your friend on Facebook until me and her got together. Excuse the fuck out of me. Y'all see all the friends and followers I got on Facebook. I don't know when nobody my friend on Facebook. I had no idea that this damn girl was my friend on Facebook. And literally, like I told y'all earlier in this episode, she would have no idea who I was if it weren't for him. And she is annoying as fuck. And she is obsessed as fuck. Like, move on with your life. And I promise you, I am going to put this in the episode. She is literally still viewing my stories to this day. If y'all going through whatever y'all going through, I'm in a whole other state. I don't talk to this man. I don't deal with this man. Why the fuck is you on my page? According to him, you tell him that, he'll be like, oh, well, that page was hacked. She doesn't have that page anymore because he defend everything that she do. I promise you, if San Juan them came and hacked her page, I would be the last motherfucker they would be thinking about watching. They would be DMing her friends like, hey, do you want to turn $100 into $1,000? They would not be watching his baby mama. Let's move on to Let Me See It. This is from Sky on Facebook. No, I lied. This is from BH Quoted on Instagram. Now, y'all know Let Me See It is our little grown folks segment. So cover your ears. Turn it down if you got your kids in the car or put them out the room because we about to get grown and sexy. It says, I like to kiss and be nutted in. That's why I just don't be fucking with anybody. Y'all know I hate that whole I fucking hate that. So I can't do that. But that was the perfect time. So like insert that dumbass finger gesture right there. So insert that dumbass finger gesture right there. I was like 30 years old when I learned that there is a kink, breeding kink. So y'all gotta forgive me. I told y'all, I done gave y'all the warning. Y'all better have this shit turned down because it's about to get real grown. To my ladies who continuously go to work and push through, you're crying in the break room or you're running to the car, you're hiding in the bathroom, you hate your boss, your messy coworkers. You no longer have to push through burnout anymore. Sometimes the most productive thing that you can do is rest. The exit strategy helps you get approved for short-term disability so you can finally take the time you need to rest, to heal, and to pause and go back to work stronger or not go back at all. It's your call. Make sure you visit waxfromonair.com/the exit strategy to start your short-term disability leave today so you can finally clock out on burnout. I personally, I don't even like nut. I think I love it. I love it. Like, y'all know my favorite is like when he hitting it from the back and then it be like a way bigger nut than what you expected for it to be. And so like it just like not just from your back, not just from your butt, but it damn near sometimes it get in your hair like, damn, you had some pressure built up, didn't you? Take a picture. Screaming, let me see it. That is literally why this is called the Let Me See It segment. Because let me see it. Dead ass. I love to see it from the back, on my tummy, on my face. Although the last time I had a facial encounter, it was quite embarrassing because that shit got in my eyes, bro. And you never felt a burning sensation until you got semen in your eyes and you got contacts on. That shit hurt so bad. We in here trying to rinse the fuck out of my eyes, bro. And them hoes burned to the point where I thought I was never going to be able to see again. But the picture that we got, because I told you, I'd be like, let me see it. He took a picture real quick. That picture was so cute. I had a little half up, half down. Actually, let me not explain the picture because I guarantee y'all he still got that picture. He still got that picture, even though he tried to claim that he moved on. Y'all already know how these niggas do these pictures in their archive. He got that whole archive. So if he ever puts it out to the media because I'm now famous and the podcast is doing 1 million downloads a month and the rap career then took off, I got to deny that shit. So I can't tell y'all what I had on. Well, I had nothing on. I can't tell y'all how my hair was. So just mind your business. But know that was a cute ass picture. I wish I still had it. But for real, it is a breeding kink. So I really just thought like, okay, I'm just infatuated with semen. I just like it. It's sexy to me. But no, if you like being nutted in, you might have a breeding kink. And that's probably why you got all them damn kids. But it would be unprofessional of me to not plug the pussy box in this segment right now. So if you are out there getting nutted in, make sure you go to my website and you order you a pussy box so you can keep that pH balance. Because if whoever you screwing is anything like that man, your shit probably off. And I ain't gonna tell you if I'm talking from experience or not, but get a pussy box and keep that pH balance in check if you like getting nutted in. Next segment. So our next segment is Ouch Bomb. This is where I give the healing advice. It comes from Facebook. I don't know the author. If this is your quote, make sure you email me and I will happily edit the episode to give you credit. It says, it is a credit to your character that you do not understand why people do the unkind things that they do. So instead of despairing over and picking apart someone's lack of compassion and consideration towards you, celebrate the fact that yours is abundant enough to never treat people that way. I want to expound on this just a little bit because if y'all were listening early, I called some of the things that this man does to me like sadistic, like especially with this whole, like when he called me today, y'all, it was literally like talking to Satan. He was like, you didn't show up for court. Now I got full custody. So return my child to me. And it's like, why would you have joy in the fact that you are literally separating a 11-year-old child from their mother? We are in a world full of evilness, and I don't mean to throw politics in it, but y'all see the administration we are in right now. This world is so evil that people rather suffer than see a black woman in office. They rather literally, I won't even say cut their fingers off to save their hand, because Y'all literally stepped into a complete shit pile, knowing what was going to happen. Just because y'all had so much hatred in your heart. Like, that's the world that we live in, where there is so much hate because the color of our skin. And then if you add a male onto that, that's even more hate. They want to see black men incarcerated. They want to see black men uneducated. They want to see black men doing exactly what he doing, creating different families, chaos, leaving the house, abandoning the mother. So how in the fuck could you live in a world like that and be proud that you're ripping your child away from the nurturing, loving environment? Because while I'm not perfect, while I do scream, while I do yell, while I do cuss, while I am emotional, because that's literally a trait of femininity, like we're emotional beings, I'm still his mother. I still love him. I still nurture him. He's fed. He's groomed. He's clothed. And if I was such this evil, horrible, fucking bitter bitch that you pay me out to be, why you still be fucking me? Why you still be trying to fuck me? Like, that's the most valid question in the world. Because I tell my friends this all the time. Like, all my homegirls that still be dealing with their baby daddies that don't do shit for their kids, I be like, girl, ain't no way. Ain't no way I could lay down and sleep with a man who don't do nothing for his child. And I extend that to him. If I'm such this horrible person, why are you still even dealing with me in that fashion? Why do you still fold every time we in the room and the doors is closed? Why? Because you know I'm not that bad of a person. You have to say that in order to save face. But regardless, I would always, like, with my last situation with my ex, I would always, like, just be crying to my therapist, and I would say, like, I don't understand how he did me like this. I don't get it. Like, why did he do me like this? I just want to know why. One of my good friends, Daryl, always tell me, like, Precious, you have to stop asking why and just move on. It don't matter why. It really don't matter why. They did what they did. It don't matter why. Take that information, they did what they did, and move on with it. Stop trying to figure out the why. But I decided to expound on that to let y'all know that if you consistently asking yourself why this person is so evil, why this person is so sadistic, why this person is so satanic, and they doing things to continuously just make your mental health decline and back you into a corner, that's a good place to be. And you should be proud that you don't understand the evilness. Because my therapist told me, she said, honestly, I cannot tell you why he did what he did. And even if I could come up with a clinical answer of why he did what he did, you would never understand, because you cannot comprehend that level of evilness, since you would not personally do it to the next human being. And that's when shit clicked for me. So I don't strive to understand why you want full custody. I don't strive to understand why you want to take my child away from me. I don't strive to understand why you did all the shit that you done ever did to me. I'm just glad that I don't understand, because I'm not that type of fucking person, and I would have never. The next ouch bomb, because we got two. This episode that damn good. We got 2 ouch bombs. Being a single mom is a strange journey. You hit rock bottom, you cry, you grieve the family that you imagined, and then one day you rise. Stronger, freer, and happier than you ever thought was possible. That's when you step into the mom you were always meant to be. Being a single mom is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your rise. So if I could leave y'all with anything today, if y'all are having baby daddy drama, if y'all are in and out of court, if you're worrying about losing custody of your child, honestly, I will leave you with this. That does not define you. Being a single mother, that shit does not define you. What defines you is when you step away from the drama. What did I tell y'all earlier? Proximity is equivalent to chaos. If you're close to them, then it's chaotic. But peace is equivalent to distance, right? So if you're serious about being a better mother, being a better woman, being a better all-around individual, you will distance yourself from that fucking drama, from that toxicity, from that trauma, from that pain. And you will strive to be a better woman. Take that I out of bitter, because we know that bitterness is warranted sometimes. I'm not going to ever deny that. Sometimes you deserve to be fucking bitter. But it only becomes toxic when you decide to stay in bitterness, when you decide to live in bitterness, when you don't decide to grow. And let my life be an example. I didn't stay bitter. While I may have been bitter for a minute, while I may have been hurt, granted my circumstances, 19, freshly postpartum, family over, relationship over, a stranger plastering my child all over social media, my newborn child. I had a reason to be fucking bitter, but I didn't stay there. I swapped that I for E and I became better. And I went to school. And I graduated from aesthetic school. And I graduated with my criminal justice degree. And then I launched my waxing business. And then I later on launched my waxing podcast. And now I even have a program called the Exit Strategy, where I help women retire from corporate America and get approved for short-term disability. I made my life better. I became a better woman. I became a better mother, so that I can at least answer the one calling in my life. God trusted me with these children. He gave me these children because he trusted me with them. So I have to do everything. I have to completely do my due diligence in order to make my sons productive members of society, right? And if that is what my calling is, then I must not entertain baby daddy drama. I can't be petty no more. I have to grow up. I have to glow up. And that's what you got to do. Don't let the mess that you in define you, but please don't stay bitter. Get away from that shit. Outgrow it. Become better. And don't ever be scared to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, just send me an email. You can come sit on the couch with me. That was one hell of a wax. It is time for the rebook. Y'all know the most important part about your waxing appointment is that you rebook with your waxer. So if you want to rebook with me, you can follow me anywhere on TikTok. You can follow me anywhere on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Wax Room on Air, and I will literally be at your disposal. My DMs are always open, and I just really want to encourage you, no matter where you are, what season you are in your life, rebuild. You can start over at any fucking time. You can wake up in the morning and literally wipe the slate clean, okay? You can literally restart at any time. And that's just kind of where I'm at with my Exit Strategy program. I'm helping women rebuild and restart their lives. I'm helping women rest. And if you are in that season where you're tired of the same drama, you're tired of the burnout, you're tired of going to work, knowing that there was more to life than what you're currently doing, than clocking in to somebody else's time clock, then make sure you get in touch with me on one of those pages and get into the Exit Strategy program. I will happily lead you out of that corporate America burnout. My name is Choc. I'm your host and coochie connoisseur. Until our next wax, I might fuck around and heal. Are you coming? That has been another amazing episode of Wax Room on Air. We in season 2. Y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.